Hey everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Woodcrest Bonsai. This is another Dwarf Jade that I've worked on before in other videos, and I will send you to those videos right here and maybe a little bit later in this video. And this guy is also now ready for just a trimming, keep it in line. It's fairly easy to see if we do close up. A lot of growth just shooting straight up. The rule is when a branch grows to 5 leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you cut it back to 1 or 2. And then we've got some in the back and some over here. And the more you do this, the better the tree is going to look. And over time, that's how you get really nice, dense pads. So there's some smaller growth here too that also needs to be trimmed. Take off those long ones. I'm trying to create a pad that's kind of rounded. I don't like flat pads, square pads. And in one of the last videos, I mentioned that there was a lot of space in here that really needed to fill. And it's filling in pretty well. I kind of like it. Still probably need this little tiny guy right here to fill in more. So it's got a piece of growth that's shooting back against the grain. So I'm going to take it off, but I'm going to leave the tip and let it promote it to come out more. The other guys, like on this branch, just need a little trimmer. Cut these top guys out. Cut this back one out. And the back branch has some other growth that needs to be reduced. This piece right here that has no reason to be there. And another interesting little item about this tree, can you see it from here? Probably not. But there's a little tiny piece of growth right there that came from the trunk. That's actually attached to the trunk. And that has just emerged. But there's no way that it has anything to do with the design, so it comes off too. And sometimes you'll do that. You are coaxing the tree to grow where you want it, but a lot of times the tree is going to sprout in places that can be somewhat surprising, like that little growth right there. And now this guy the same way. Just cut it back. And it's starting to fill in right here too. I've got another small limb right here that I would like for it to elongate and fill in. And I'm creating pads in my limb structure. I want nice dense pad, but then space in between. And then pad and space in between. The space in between, if we remember Bob Ross, the famous public television oil painter, he always used to say, to get light, you have to have dark. So it's the same way with bonsai. To get the illusion of a tree with branches, you need the space in between. The space, if it's just a big glob, then it doesn't really look like much. So this tree also has some flaws. It's got nice movement here, but then from here up it's almost completely straight. And it's got right here, there's a whole thing, it's called like what they call stovepipe, where there's no taper. We want thicker here, thinner, thinner, thinner. But then once it gets to about here, and especially up here, It's just as thick here as it is on top. And I've mulled over just cutting that off entirely and bringing like this guy up as the leader. That would create more motion and it would certainly create more taper. Today I'm not going to do that because I'm just not. Another way to hide that is to take some of this foliage and have it be even fuller, and then that would hide that stovepipe. But I think eventually that's what I'm going to do, is cut that off and bring this guy up. And you're always looking to the future. I'm always looking to the future of a tree. And this tree, I'm not going to be showing this tree in an exhibit anytime soon, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Part of the joy of bonsai is just doing what I'm doing now and looking to the future and enjoying the process, and knowing that the more I do this, the nicer the tree's going to get. Got some strange, there we go. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Another thing you don't want, and there's really very little of it on this tree, is any growth shooting down. No downward growth. Shorten your pads, the top. You want to make ramification. So if we come up here, you'll see that this branch here has really nice ramification. It splits and then it splits again and then it splits again. And that's really what you want in your pads. Here's another one with really nice ramification. Splits and then splits and then splits. So, get the tripod back where the thing's actually in the focus. So that's it for this guy. I'm enjoying developing this tree. Oh, and one more thing, if you'll notice, it does have wire. I'm going to do another close-up. It has wire on most of the branches, but I don't see any of it cutting in, so I'm going to leave it for now. Portulacaria never really get wood. You couldn't call it wood. So they have a tendency to spring back more when you remove the wire. So if it's not cutting into the bark, I'm just going to leave the wire on for now. And I like the pot's in pretty decent proportion to the plant. It perhaps could be a little bit longer, because once again you want 2/3 the height of the tree, so we got 1/3 and 1/3. So this pot could be probably a little bit wider, but for now I'm gonna keep it in this pot. It's been in this pot for a long time. There's no doubt about that. And the repotting process is once again something to look forward in the future. Alright. I got a bug. Get out of there. Not like a bug, like a computer bug, like a bug flying in front of the screen. What are you? It looks like a mosquito, probably trying to bite me. So with that said, I'm going to end this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I will put another tag right here so you can see. I think I have at least 2 videos on this tree, so you can see that right here. And then subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be able to watch this tree continue to develop over time. I'm probably looking at getting these limbs here a little wider out here, filling in here and filling in here. And that's, once again, in the future. Today I'm enjoying the results of the trimming. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And that's it for this tree. Maybe leave a comment. What do you think about the stovepipe? Should I take that off and bring one of these little babies up as the new leader? Always something you can do. My philosophy on cutting stuff off is it's really hard to get it back on. So think about it. You don't have to do it right away. And then what will typically happen is you'll say, you know, it's time. And then you do it and you'll have the confidence. So thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video.